A rare coincidence. It seemed as if I had only begun Chinese brush painting when we, the beginning students, were learning the bamboo, all different kinds. The bamboo of the sun, of the rain, of the wind, and of the snow. Each type embodies a mood, a feeling, a special technique, and a spiritual enlightening. Venus said that it took a lifetime to perfect the painting of the bamboo. Although I hungered for other subjects to draw, I adhered to the bamboo. Gradually, in the slow progress, I began to find that aside from the reward of artistic expression, Chinese brush painting could be a training to expand my consciousness. Even grinding the ink was an excellent form of meditation. There is indeed an infinite subtlety in a single stroke. I could spend a lifetime perfecting it. One day, Vina told us in class that she was invited to give demonstrations of Chinese brush painting in a big annual Asian commerce exhibit. And because she wouldn't charge the organizers any money, she was given a booth free of charge to sell her pictures. She didn't want to sell her own, but encouraged students in her advanced class to take up the opportunity. "But what about the beginning class?" I raised my hand. She said that since the beginning students had just learned to draw bamboo, there would be plenty of opportunities for us later on. But if we really wanted to join, we could bring our bamboo to class and let her look them over. I was excited. Early the next day, I went to the local library and took all the Chinese brush painting books I could borrow. I found among them the Book of Bamboo. I went home and immediately started copying from the thick book. I copied every single picture from the book, cover to cover. Then I did it backwards. I felt ready to draw my own. I drew 10 each of the 4 types of bamboo, the sunny, the rainy, the windy, and the snowy, and brought the 40 of them to class. Vina was happy and selected 5 out of the 40 and said that they must be framed in order to be exhibited. I was overjoyed and begged my husband to do the frames himself in order to save money. Soon I had 5 framed bamboo pictures. I hung them in the living room and enjoyed them by myself. There they were, the 5 of them. The sun bamboo was joyous. The rain one was gentle. The wind one came unbridled. The snow one was steadfast. And the 5th one, which was also my very favorite, was my attempt at serenity. It was ridiculously simple, but peaceful. Saturday came. All we students followed Vina in several vans traveling to the exhibition. The exhibition hall was huge. The booth given to Vina was between that of Tianjin carpets and the works of a famous oil painter from the Philippines. The exquisite carpets and the awesome seascapes of the artist overwhelmed us. The advanced students plainly refused to hang any of their pictures up. The booth was empty, and people started to come by. Vina had gone to demonstrate the brush painting. I felt that I had nothing to lose, since I was just a beginner student, so I hung my pictures, all bamboos, slowly, one by one. As soon as the hanging was finished, a young man dressed in black pants and a black mock turtle shirt came to our booth. He looked like one of my bamboos, I thought. The young man looked at each of the 5 pictures for a long time. Then he asked me how much I was asking for the one that I liked the most, the serene one. I had just started Chinese brush painting, and I had never sold a painting in my whole life. My heart skipped a beat, and my face started to flush. I began to stutter. He said his name was Ken, and he owned an interior decorating store. He really liked the simplicity of my bamboos and would like to hang the serene one in the meditation room in his house. I told him that I had to consult with my teacher and asked him to come back later. As soon as he left, I took all my pictures down and hid them under the table and went looking for Vina. She was demonstrating the plum in a big room full of spectators, and I couldn't even get near her. I walked around and found that there was a gallery behind the exhibition hall, temporarily set up to show a room of Chinese brush paintings of the Ming and the Qing dynasties. The scrolls were neatly hung and painted by famous painters in Chinese history. They could rival the best paintings in any of the major museums in the Western world. A wind bamboo by Zheng Xie of the Ming dynasty, famous for its sweeping energy and sense of alienation, especially caught my eye. Zheng was the last of the Ming nobility and became a common citizen of the Qing dynasty, and he sought refuge in his brush painting. None of the paintings in the gallery was for sale, fortunately. I asked the person in charge, whose name was Michael, if I could hide my 5 bamboos there, because everything exhibited in the hundreds of booths outside were for selling. Michael asked me if I was sure that I didn't want to sell my pictures. I said I was positive, so he agreed, and I rushed to get my 5 pictures to the gallery. Then Michael started to hang them up. "No, no, no," I said in alarm. "I'm just a beginner. I couldn't possibly exhibit my pictures next to the works by the Chinese masters." "Why not?" Michael said. "I like your pictures. It is an important exhibit, but I don't know any of these painters. It makes no difference to me." He hung the 5 pictures carefully and asked what my name was. I didn't dare tell him my name, so I said if he must put something down, let it just be the painting class. "As you wish," he said, and wrote painting class 5 times, and put one next to each of the 5 pictures. I felt relieved that my pictures were finally safe. Just then, a distinguished-looking person with 2 guards came into the gallery. He talked with Michael for a while and then went around looking at the pictures quickly. He stood in front of my 5 pictures for a minute, talked with Michael, and then posted one guard at the entrance of the gallery and the other one at the exit, and then left. Michael then told me, "Didn't I tell you this is an important exhibit? These paintings are on loan from a museum in China." He showed me the cases and crates the pictures had come from. "Your pictures will be safe here," he smiled, and said, "Nobody can get to them now." I thanked him and went back to the booth. The students of the advanced class were starting to write Chinese names for the American visitors. The booth was crowded, and everyone was having a good time. Soon Vina came back and asked me, "Why are your pictures in the gallery?" "I took them there because someone wanted to buy a picture of mine, and I didn't know what to do, so I tried to hide them in the gallery. It was Michael's idea to put them up." Vina laughed, and she said that media people were there, and they were asking who the painting class was. "I'd better take them down," I said, a little afraid. "They're already up. Just leave them there. You can ask for them back when we leave this afternoon." At noon, Ken, who wanted to buy my bamboo, came back. He was agitated that my pictures were gone. "You didn't sell them to other people?" No, they're not for sale right now. I took them to the gallery. You have to wait until the exhibit is over," I told him. "Then you promise that you won't sell it to anybody else?" "No, I won't," I promised him. He gave me his business card and asked me to contact him, and then left. In the afternoon, we were ready to leave. I went to the gallery to get my pictures. "Are you leaving already?" Michael asked. "We came from a long way," I said. "We are leaving with our teacher." "Leave your pictures here. There are guards here during the day and security systems at night. They'll be safe. Come back tomorrow afternoon when the exhibition is over and then take them down. There are people who want to look at your pictures." "Was there a young man in black?" I asked. "I didn't pay attention," Michael said. I looked in the direction where my pictures were. An elderly couple was standing in front of them. She had a pink suit on, and he was in dark blue, a very handsome couple. So I left my pictures there. I was walking on clouds when I left the exhibit with Vina and my fellow students. I had always believed that great artworks had tremendous energy from the artist. Just to stand near them for a few seconds could produce great vibes. And my pictures were next to the masterpieces of the Ming and Qing dynasties, and they would spend the night with them. That night I had a dream. I dreamt those famous pictures in the gallery talked to my 5 bamboos. We are several hundred years old, and you were just born. How did you get in here?
We don't know. It was Michael's idea.
My bamboos trembled and whispered like tiny mosquitoes. Coincidence! The famous bamboo Zheng Xie laughed in a thunderous voice. It's a rare coincidence.